You're not going to change the circumstance. You can't change 65 degrees. You're not going to change 200 that day. But what you think about that number determines what you do, how you feel, what you do, and what your results become. Welcome back, guys. I'm so glad you're here, and I am thrilled to be starting a new series with you. This is called Weight Loss Mindset. And so we are going to work more intensively on what are the things that are happening in our minds that stop us, that get in our way, that slow us down as far as weight loss is concerned. And some of the thinking that we do really is the reason why we're not successful in the long run. I think probably most people who've battled with weight have found moments, times in their lives when we've been successful. We've been able to drop the weight, we got in a good regimen, we got in a good plan, and we thought, I got it, I got this. And then somehow the weight comes back, and then some for a lot of us. And it's just discouraging, and you get to a place where you just think, I don't know if I can figure this out. I don't know why this is the thing that defeats me. Why can't I get this right? And so for those of us who have battled this for a long time and often are successful at so many other things, this is the one thing, or the biggest thing anyway, standing in our way. So I want to talk to you about a really important distinction that we need to make about thinking before we go further. Because if we don't understand how thinking works, we can't change it. So I want to start with the definition of thoughts versus circumstances. Okay, so let's begin with circumstances. Circumstances are absolute, unequivocal truth. It can't be argued with. A circumstance can be agreed upon by everybody who looks at it. So a good example is if you go outside today and it is 65 degrees, which it's about 65 degrees here. It's that's why I have all the windows open. I'm loving the cool breeze right now. But if I go out and look at the thermometer and it says 65 degrees, and then someone else comes by and looks at the thermometer, they would say, yes, indeed, it says 65 degrees. That's the number, that's what it is. We can't really argue about it. Another way to think about it is something that could hold up in a court of law. This is the truth. This is not opinion, okay? Now let's bring it a little closer to home. A good example of circumstance when it comes to weight is the number on the scale. Now, it's a little more emotional, but why is it emotional? It's a number, right? It is when you step on that scale, that number that shows up is fact. It just is what it is. It is the reflection of your body's pull, gravitational pull on the earth. That's it. It's just a number. Now, what are the thoughts though? Now, thoughts are different than circumstances. Thoughts are optional. Now, stay with me, because I know that there are a lot of thoughts that we have that we think, and we're really good at thinking them, and they feel true, and they actually we've thought them so much they've become a belief. But a belief is just a thought that we've thought many, many times, and we believe is true. But thoughts are optional. For example, you step on the scale and it says 200 pounds. You might look at that and think, oh my God, I have never weighed this much in my life, not even when I was pregnant. This is awful. I can't believe I'm here. What in the world am I gonna do? This is just a disaster. No matter what I do, it gets worse. You can think all kinds of things. And let me tell you how I know that that's a thought. Those are all thoughts. If you had been 350 pounds and you stepped on that scale and the scale said 200 pounds, your thoughts would be very different. They would be, I am so dope. Look at me. I have lost a whole human. Like, I can't believe look at the progress this is amazing. I got this. I'm a rock star. Totally different set of thoughts. Exact same number. So that's why it's really important to look at thoughts and circumstances separately, because you have control over one of those two things. It's not the circumstances. You can't change, well, you can change it, but at that moment, you're not going to change the circumstance. You can't change 65 degrees. You're not going to change 200 that day. But what you think about that number determines what you do, how you feel, what you do, and what your results become. So I want to make sure you understand that you get to determine what you think about any circumstance. It doesn't mean you have to accept the circumstance, but it doesn't mean that you have no control. Where you have the control is the important part. So stay with me. We're going to come back next week and work on some more of this mindset around weight loss. But I want you to think this week, as things are going through your mind, how much of it is circumstance and how much of it is your thoughts about it. All right. Thanks for being here. Subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, and put the alert on so that you know when they're coming. Okay? I'll see you soon. Bye.